Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Dean, and this is 5 Mesmerizing Minutes. I've got to tell you something. I've got to admit something. And I don't want you to take this out of context and use it against me when you get mad at me. But I lived with my wife for a year without the benefit of marriage. And God convicted me after that year and said, marry that woman. In fact, in his scripture, he says, husbands, love your wives. And I'm talking about Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives. He didn't say, husbands, love your girlfriends. You see, marriage between a man and a woman, and that's the only type of marriage that God recognizes. Because he says in Ephesians 5:31, for this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. That's a sermon all in itself. But you see, if you're living with somebody without the benefit of marriage, what kind of home are you producing? What kind of home are you giving to your children? You see, your home will foster demonic activity or godly activity. And if you're living with a person who you are not married to, you are fostering demonic activity. You're creating curses for your children. Your relationship with the person you're living with tells volumes about you and your morals to your children. Husbands, love your wives. I'm going to make a challenge to every single man who's listening to me who is living with a woman without the benefit of marriage. I am challenging you to man up and to marry the woman you're living with. That is a form of honor. That is a form of love. That is committing yourself. I am excluding all my other relationships. I am centering on you, and I'm making you the queen of my life, the queen of my household. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her to make her holy, cleansing her with the washing of water by the word. You, as a man who might be living with a woman, you have the opportunity of showing your true love to that woman just as Christ loved the church. You should be giving yourself just as Christ gave himself for the church, to make the church holy and cleansing the church with the washing of water by the word. You should man up and make the woman that you're living with, supposedly loving also, your wife. This is important advice. I suggest to every woman who is listening to me and living without the benefit of marriage, go to your boyfriend and just say to him, you really do love me? Okay, if you love me enough, if you love me like you say you do, and if you are committed to me, we're not going to have sex until we get married. Then we'll see how much he loves you. Your home should be a heaven for your kids, for your husband or wife. It should be an absolute heaven. My mother and father fought every once in a while, and they fought in front of the kids. We loved them, and they were honest and true to each other. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church, and gave himself for her to make her holy, cleansing her with the washing of water by the word. Be a godly man, and marry that woman you're living with. Honor her with your true love and true commitment. This is Pastor Dean, and this is 5 mesmerizing minutes.